like, comment, and subscribe for more content. What is going on, guys? How are you guys doing? So it has been exactly 2 weeks since they dropped our boy Ed into Street Fighter 6. And I'll be honest with you, I've been having a blast. I think he's a lot of fun. I think he's a really cool character. He looks cool. When he's doing his thing and you're landing combos and you're playing the game, he looks fantastic, dude. He might be the swaggiest character in the game, right? Like, next to Jamie, possibly. I think he's the swaggiest character in the game. I love playing Ed. But today, I asked the question, and I did this with Aki, I did this with Rashid, and I'm going to do this with Akuma as well. We just got the Akuma teaser. How good is Ed? Right? Like, you know, when you stack him up to everybody else in the game, how good is he? You know? So before we get into that, do me a favor, leave a like, subscribe if you guys like Street Fighter stuff, if you guys like Capcom content, or if you guys just like gaming content in general. Help your boy out, I would appreciate that. But without any further ado, let's talk about Ed Boy. So, a couple things about Ed, and I'm not the first person to say this. I know everyone has talked about this. Ed's jabs kinda suck. Right? He's a boxer, but he's not that great up close. It's really weird. It's like he's the coolest, most talented boxer ever with super psychic powers until it's time to start throwing jabs and being up close. Ed, surprisingly, and I like this a lot, Ed actually functions kind of like a hit and run style character, right? Which I absolutely love that. Hit and run is basically my playstyle in any fighting game. I love characters that, you know, they have projectiles, they can control neutral really well, right? They kind of want to be in that mid to long range space, right? Not too long range, but, you know, closer to the mid range space. And basically, a hit and run character, every single like confrontation with your opponent is on your terms, right? And I love that. That's my playstyle in every fighting game. And Ed is that type of character, hilariously enough. His flicker moves, really good control over the neutral. They're not the best though, right? Let me preface that. The flicker moves, as you're seeing here, they control the neutral pretty well. The psycho flickers as well, they're really good projectiles. They also control neutral very well. Just the flicker family of moves is just good in that mid-range space. As you can just check that out right there, right? You can smack people from farther distance than you would expect. But they're not that good. They're pretty good, but they're not that good. If you know what I'm saying, you know? There's characters that do it better, is what I'm saying, basically. But that's the space that you want to play as, you know, as Ed. You want to be in that mid-range space. And it's just weird because his jabs aren't that good, you know? But I don't know where I read this from. But basically, Capcom's design philosophy with Ed is that, you know, as a boxer, when you're boxing, it's not just about getting in and going ham. That's not what boxing is about. Boxing is about, you know, keeping your opponent at bay with jabs and, you know, capitalizing on their, their whiffs, their weaknesses, right? And you want to wear them down from distance, you know? And that's where Ed, you know, his game plan comes in, right? Which I think is really interesting. I think that that's, you know, they made a conscious design decision there. I really like that. However, I do wish that, you know, his up-close normals were a little bit better. You know, I really do. I know where they're going for, but, you know, I feel like his jabs could be a little bit better. Another thing about Ed, like I just said, his game plan is about whittling you down and being patient and capitalizing on whiff punishes, right? Because of that, oh, also his anti-airs aren't that good either. His anti-airs aren't that good either. You're going to get jumped in on all the time. That's a weakness of Ed. People could just jump in and kick you in the face. His uppercuts come out really slow. He does have that standing heavy kick where it's like an aerial flicker. You could do that, but it doesn't work 100% of the time. So, you know, getting jumped in on is a issue with Ed. But like I said, you got to be patient, right? You got to be patient. You got to know what you're looking for. Ed is a character that benefits people who, you know, who play him a lot, right? Like, you need to look out for these scenarios so you know exactly what to do, because Ed has he has a bunch of tools, but like they have very specific uses, you know. I like that, but you know, there is that frustration when a kin jumps in on you and like punches you in the face. So that's a thing. Ed's projectiles, they're not that great either. You know, they're used for a very specific you know instance. You know, and what was I gonna say? I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Ed, his level 2 is insane though. His level 2 is insane, just like Rashid. He has a crazy level 2 super. However, unlike Rashid, there's more to him than just his level 2 super, right? Rashid is just Mr. Tornado Man, and that's it, you know? All in all, I do think Ed is pretty strong, but he's not the best character in the game. I think he's low B tier. No, he's high B tier, excuse me. He's either high B tier or low A tier. He's like right on the cusp right there. I need to do another tier list and see how and see where I would place everybody now that mid-season balance patch came through, because I feel like Ryu, he's climbed up a few tiers, or a tier and a half maybe, you know. I do think JP is still the best character in the game, even though he got, you know, nerfed like crazy, only because much like Ed, JP is playing, he's almost playing a different game, you know. Ed is almost playing a different game. JP completely is playing a different game. JP's playing fucking Marvel vs. Capcom or some shit, right? And I don't think there's any amount of nerfing that's going to change that, you know? Luke and Ken, they're strong-ass characters, but they're the best at playing Street Fighter 6. JP is not even playing the same game, right? And that's why JP's so strong. Ed is almost there, but, you know, he's still playing Street Fighter 6. Just in a very interesting way. So, I would put Ed at high B tier, low A tier. He's a lot of fun to use. He doesn't do a ton of damage, right? So you gotta go ham when you get your moments, you know. Yeah, but other than that, I do like Ed a lot. I think he's a lot of fun. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let me know below, because I'm genuinely curious. Where would you guys put Ed? Do you guys think I'm underselling him? I'm overselling him? I've been looking around, right? I've been seeing what other people are saying. It seems like other people are agreeing with me, right? That he's pretty good. You know, he's not super good, but he's pretty good. He's like low A tier, you know? Anyway, that's the video, guys. Tell me what you guys think. I'm genuinely curious. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!